Welcome back to the Barrel Zone. We are doing our thing daily full card MLB breakdown. We will talk some NBA as well. We have game 6 of the Brooklyn Milwaukee series tonight. If you have any comment or feedback, you know where to find me at the Barrel Zone on Twitter. If you want to tell my plays, you can go to patreon.com slash the Barrel Zone and join the Discord channel. All right. Let's get it popping. So, first MLB game is not on the board. Baltimore, Cleveland. We got Lopez and Eli Morgan scheduled to start for Cleveland. Morgan has only pitched 2 innings in the MLB. He's your typical 4.5 ERA guy in AAA. Normally he shouldn't be here, wouldn't be here if not for the injuries for the Cleveland pitching staff. But we will see more of him tonight. He got hit around in the first outing, only went 2 innings, but he's capable of going deeper. Had a 6 inning outing not too long ago in the minors. He could make this work. I mean, Baltimore is not a scary offense. On the other end, Lopez off a 4 inning outing, 5 earned runs allowed against Tampa Bay. I think, he's all right. He's a contact based guy, almost an 80% contact rate, has a 10% walk rate. So, I mean, those two combined are not great. Swinging strike rate is below league average, but he has a 48% ground ball rate and only gives up the 28% hard contact, which is fine. And I mean, this Cleveland team offensively is really sad. Both offenses are weak. I wouldn't trust Cleveland too much, but at home they need to be favored here. I think we will be getting something around like minus 120 or similar. Lopez at least is a somewhat established MLB level pitcher, and we haven't seen too much of Morgan. But yeah, you just cannot lay big numbers with Morgan or just Cleveland in general. Arizona, San Francisco, Giants laying almost minus 200 at home. It's going to be Gaussman for them, and we have the return of Zach Gallen. This is an overnight pitching change. It was supposed to be Caleb Smith making this start, but we have Gallen back of an elbow injury. He hasn't pitched since early May. Almost 5-6 weeks since he has been pitching. I haven't seen any minor league rehab starts. So I'm not sure how stretched out he is, but I'm not backing anyone coming back from a 6-week layoff, no matter how good he is. And Arizona just lost their 22nd straight road game, tying the MLB record. I think that tells you a lot how bad the team is. And I think Gallen is just a big question mark coming back from such a long layoff. And his season wasn't really good before that. It could have been this injury he had to go to the IL with eventually, but he had a 12% walk rate through the season, almost a 40% hard hit rate, average swinging strike rate. With a lot of hard contact, a lot of walks. That's not good, especially on the road facing this Giants team that are one of the top offenses in the NL and still a bit overlooked. Gaussman coming off a pretty bad outing, 4 innings. He gave up 2 earned runs, and an interesting stat that this was the first time in 10 starts that he allowed 2 earned runs. Pretty insane. His Sierra is under 3. Gaussman has a 16% swinging strike rate. He barely walks anyone. His WOBA at home is 179. Insane. Averaging almost 7 innings. Line drive rate 16% against righties. So yeah, I think everything is really set up well for the Giants to take this one. I don't show any value on them, but if you need like a parlay piece, this seems like a lock. I don't think Gallen will go super deep into his first game back. Gaussman is really trustworthy at home. He has been pitching great, and this Arizona offense is just bad. Yankees at the Jays, King at Zeuch. I might butcher that name. I'm not sure how it's spelled. So let's talk about Michael King, Yankees pitcher. He's averaging like 3 innings. Had a 5 and a 6 inning outing earlier in the season. He went 6 inning. Started the season with 6 scoreless innings against the same Jays team. This is the third time he faces them. Only gave up one earned run in 9 total innings. So he has a pretty good history against the Jays. Average stats around the board, nothing really stands out for me. He's walking some guys, but limits hard contact well. Doesn't miss as many bats as I would like, but I think King is not bad. On the other end, this TJ guy, 12 innings. He's averaging 3 innings per start so far. He already pitched twice against the Yankees. In the last outing, he went 4 innings with 4 earned runs, 2 homers, walked two. Had a 10 plus FIP in that outing. Overall, through the season, his Sierra is 6.5. He has a 7% swinging strike rate, 43% hard hit rate, and his WOBA at home is 500, although they changed stadiums just recently. 12% walk rate. So yeah, the guy is really, really bad, and this is the third time he will face the Yankees. I think New York needs to be a road favorite here. They have the full lineup back now. Judge Stanton should be in the lineup. They have the better bullpen. I think King is not great, but at least decent. While this TJ Zoik dude seems really off. I've watched some of his first start, but yeah, he's not really looking good. I could see us backing the Yankees here, to be honest. I think we will see something around minus 120, and I wouldn't mind laying that. That's my best guess. If we get a better line than minus 120, I will be all aboard the Yankees train here with Michael King. Cubs at the Mets, Kyle Hendricks, Marcus Stroman. Kyle Hendricks is a guy that still gets around somehow. He's your typical old guy who can still get quality starts, but I mean, I'm not really interested in quality starts. He always gives up like 3 earned runs every start. Every swing and miss stuff, contact rate worse than average. Overall, he kind of lives and dies by inducing some soft contact. His hard contact rate is under 30%. But lefties are getting to him. 440 WOBA, 6.5 FIP against lefties. Mets will have a few in their lineup. Marcus Stroman has been kind of rolling. 6 inning, 1 earned in the last outing against the Padres. He had 8 strikeouts. Through the season, he has a 3.8 Sierra, 12% swinging strike rate, 54% ground ball rate, barely any walks, 244 WOBA at home. I think Stroman is good. The Mets should be the slightly better team. I agree with the line around minus 130, but I circled this game. I'm looking to bet the Mets. I'm hoping for some Cubs money maybe. They have been overperforming crazily recently, like the last month. So yeah, if we see some Cubs money, I'm gladly fading that. Stroman is the better pitcher. The Mets have the higher ceiling. I'm more of a believer in them. So no bet here yet, but I'm looking at the Mets. St. Louis, Atlanta, Gant at Morton. So John Gant is the biggest regression candidate in the league, and it's getting priced into his games. Atlanta laying almost minus 200 here. Gant has a 2.6 ERA, but a 5.8 Sierra. He has a 15% walk rate. The underlying metrics are extremely ugly. He has a 27% line drive rate. So yeah, the guy is zero control, not missing too many bats, but at least he's walking guys and giving up line drives, which is absolutely a recipe for disaster. I think the Braves will win this one quite easily. Charlie Morton has been bad in his last outing against Miami, but before that, in 6 starts combined, he gave up 9 earned runs in 6 straight starts. And his underlying metrics are real nice. 3.7 Sierra, high ground ball rate, not a lot of hard contact. He has a 12% infield pop-up rate, 300 WOBA at home. He's not your elite ace, but he's an ace level pitcher in the MLB, in my opinion. And yeah, the Braves are just a much better team, and the difference between these two starting pitchers is really huge, and it's priced in. I think the Braves are a bit overpriced here, but I would be confident they are winning this one. White Sox Houston, Dylan Cease and Urquidy. This is an interesting game. I make this minus 120. Houston is minus 134. Early money has been coming in on them. And it's interesting as Cease have been pitching really, really well lately. His last outing wasn't as great, 2 earned runs allowed, but he had 7 strikeouts in 5 innings against Detroit. The thing is that the underlying metrics are real nice and they are better than Urquidy's. Cease has a 15% swinging strike rate, 27% hard hit rate, 19% infield pop-up rate. The only issue is really the walks, 11% walk rate. But I think he's pitching a bit above his head. His last 4 starts have been against the Tigers twice. And before that, he faced Cleveland, and before that, he faced Baltimore. So basically, 4 terrible offenses. And before that, he faced the Yankees and gave up 5 earned runs. So I think the level of competition he faced was really low, and that's why he might seem better than what he really is. Urquidy coming off a 7 inning outing, 3 earned runs, 7 Ks. He has better than average swing and miss stuff, only 26% hard hit rate, 19% infield pop-up rate for him also. But he only has a 4.5% walk rate. So less swings and misses than Cease, but way less walks. I think overall, this is a good matchup for him. The White Sox against righties, 106 WRC plus, 140 ISO, not like a super strong offense. Early money coming in on Houston. I agree with it. I think Cease might be a little bit of like fake recent resume. I think he will be hit around a bit here. Houston against righties, one of the strongest offenses in the league. They are healthy and kind of rolling. I think Urquidy will pitch a decent game, and Houston should win this one. So no dice from me. I make this minus 120. So I think the Astros are a bit overpriced, but I agree with the direction of the early money. Milwaukee, Colorado, Woodruff Marquez. Herman Marquez is really a guy I cannot figure out. He's alternating terrible starts and good starts. He has been pitching well at home, which is really weird, as Coors Field is one of the most difficult places to pitch at. He has a 290 Wobo at home, 291, which is pretty decent given the conditions. I think he could pitch a good game here. He has a 12.8% swinging strike rate, 53% ground ball rate. He has some walk issues, but this is the Brewers' weak offense. Right against righties, they hold an 83 WRC plus. I think Colorado could probably get away with this. Woodruff is a guy I'm not fading though. He has a 2.9 Sierra, 31% K rate, just a 5% walk rate. He's missing bats, a lot of ground balls, not a lot of hard contact. His WOBA on the road is 141, which is obviously not sustainable and likely getting worse here. But Colorado is not a scary offense either. So I could see this one being a bit of a lower scoring one. We have a 10 total, but it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit in Colorado, wind blowing out 8 miles per hour. It's difficult to pitch in these conditions. I make this one minus 141, so slight edge on Colorado at home. But unless this really gets out of hand, this line, I'm staying away. Woodruff is just too good. Milwaukee has an okay bullpen, but I think Herman Marquez could be overlooked here. He, especially coming off a bad outing. All right, next game. This is an interesting one. Cincinnati, San Diego, Miley Musgrove. The Reds are plus 160. I think there is some value there. So both Musgrove and Miley are coming off pretty good outings. Musgrove 6 innings, 3 earned with 7 Ks against the Mets. Miley 7 innings, 2 earned against Colorado, but only had 3 strikeouts. Musgrove obviously is the better arm, 34% K rate, has a 14.6% swinging strike rate, high ground ball rate. His contact rate is under 70%, which is a stat I really like to see. Anything under 70% is real good. Miley, 3.7 Sierra, 55% ground ball rate, just a 23% hard hit rate. So he is not missing as many bats as Musgrove. But Miley is really the king of forcing ground balls and just soft contact. And yeah, this Padres team hasn't been hitting as well as many expected coming into the season. The underlying metrics suggest some positive regression, but it's not insane. So yeah, I think there is some value on Miley here. It's difficult to fade Musgrove and the Padres in general, especially with the Reds not having a great bullpen. But I think Miley can go like 7 innings here again, and then they only need to put together 2 decent innings. I make this on San Diego minus 163, so not enough value for me to play it yet. But if we see Padres money, I think at plus 170, I would be interested in the Reds, and we could get there. I mean, Musgrove always gets but the public doesn't really like the Reds on the road, which I partly understand, but I think Miley is fine. So leaning towards the Reds here. Detroit LA Angels. LA Angels going with Otani, who is laying over minus 200 here. Detroit going with something called Manning. Manning has an 8 plus ERA in AAA. 6.5 FIP in 32 innings. I think this will be his major league debut. He shouldn't be here. So credit to Otani. I didn't like the guy, but he has been pitching way better recently. He's going deeper into games. The walks came down a bit. He only walked 2 guys in the last 2 starts combined. 14% swinging strike rate, 49% ground ball rate, almost a 17% infield pop-up rate. His contact rate, I just mentioned this, how important that is to miss bats, 67%. So yeah, Otani is super talented. I think he's pitching on decent rest here. This is an easy matchup. I think he will roll, but I mean, I'm not laying over minus 200 with the Angels, who don't have any offense really. Tampa Bay, Seattle, Rich Hill, done. So Hill is coming off a bad outing. This is an interesting game. I'm marking this one. I will be tracking this. So Hill gave up 4 earned runs in the last outing in 4 innings. He walked 3, only had 5 Ks. But in general, he has been really good this year, and he has been really good recently as well, besides this one outing. His only issue is 8% walk rate, which is not too bad, and the 36% hard hit rate, which is not great, but not too bad. His Sierra is still under 4, 3.87, 11% swinging strike rate, 26% K rate, which is pretty decent for him. And he has a 45% ground ball rate, and he's super balanced against both sides, which we rarely see from lefties. So he's pretty decent against righties as well. He has been pitching great on the road, 267 WOBA, and Seattle is a good park to pitch at. The Mariners against lefties, 27% K rate as a team, 84 WRC plus. One of the worst offenses in the league, especially at home. And Dunn is a guy on the Seattle side I'm looking to fade. He's coming off a 3-inning outing. He gave up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, had 2 walks also. I think that was his first start of the IL. His Sierra is above 5 in a 48 inning sample size, which is pretty high. His walk rate is 14%. He's a bit of a fly bowler, but got extremely lucky. 50% fly ball rate, but he has a 9% home run to fly ball ratio, 240 batting average on balls in play. And lefties are really hurting him, and I think that's the key here. There are 7+ lefties in this Rays lineup. They are pretty decent. The Rays offense in general on the road is way better, I think. Rich Hill is pitching well on the road, coming off a bad start. This might be the spot to back him. I agree with the line. So I didn't show any line value, but I wouldn't mind laying this minus 160-ish line. If this comes back to in the minus 150, 55 range, I will be 100% on the race tonight. So, summing it up, no line for the Baltimore Cleveland game. I'm expecting Cleveland to open up as a slight favorite. Neither arm is really backable here, but Cleveland needs to be favored. I'm guessing like minus 120. I like the Yankees here. King is the much better pitcher. Yankees have the better bullpen, fully healthy lineup, due for positive regression. Minus 120, I think, is fair, but that's a spot where I would back the Yankees at that price. I'm waiting for the Mets line to get a bit better, and if it does, I will be going in on them. Minus 125 would be my entry point on Stroman. Reds plus 160, the current price, not good enough, but if this gets to plus 170, I will be interested. I think Wade Miley will pitch a good game, and there is value on Cincinnati here. And Tampa Bay, I think the minus 163 is slight value, but if we get better than minus 160, I will be on Rich Hill and the Tampa Bay Rays on the road. All right, let's talk some NBA. We only have one game today, but it's a really key, interesting, important one. So game 6 for Milwaukee at home, must win. Nets are up 3-2 in the series. Coming off that huge KD game, KD played 48 minutes, so he played the entire game. Had one of probably his best playoff game ever, but likely top 3. Jeff Green also had the game of his life, 20-something points. And the Bucks just gave away a 16-point first half lead. Foul trouble was an issue late for the Bucks, but I think they just couldn't handle like James Harden being like not James Harden. The guy was playing like at 20% of his ceiling or something. He was moving slow. He had a couple of nice passes, Harden, but besides that, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't cut to the basket, nothing. And the Bucks just weren't challenging him. I'm not sure what's up with that. But Coach Bud isn't the greatest with in-game adjustments, but I would probably expect him to put together a few sets and try to attack Harden. They need to exploit Harden not being able to move. I think probably any one of the scorers on the team could go up against Harden and just cut to the basket. He cannot go after you. So yeah, I'm expecting the Bucks to win here. The 5.5, I think, is clearly factoring in James Harden. That's not nearly at 100%. So this wouldn't be. I mean, yes, Kyrie is out; he will be out for the series. But this is more like a Harden outline than a Harden inline. Also, Joe Harris is still slumping extremely. I know that could change in a heartbeat, and he could have a nice game. But overall, I have to go with the Bucks here. Giannis can kill anyone. I really enjoyed, like in game 3 or 4, he was feasting on Griffin and Claxton. And in the last game, the one they lost, the Bucks were shooting 95% field goal percentage from within 4 feet of the rim. And that has been there through the entire series. I think they have to lean on that, attack the basket, slow it down, Giannis ISO. The shots will fall for the others. But I think if you do that and you try to exploit the Harden thing, they will get the W. And also, I mean, KD, after playing 48 minutes, I don't think you can expect much from him. So yeah, no value on the Bucks here for the game, in my opinion. But I mean, if you want them to like bet them to win the East or the series, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, now the Hawks are leading the other series. The Hawks are a bad team. It's just Philly just fucking around. I could see Philly choking. It really depends on Embiid's health. He was fine in this game, but was really screwing up the game before, where he had no points in the second half. So yeah, if the Hawks win that series and the Bucks get through Brooklyn here, I think the Bucks will be huge favorites to get into the finals. And if Philly gets through, then you still have to factor in that Embiid won't get healthier through the playoffs. So yeah, I'm taking either Brooklyn or Milwaukee over the other team for sure. But here, I think this is really a gimme game for Milwaukee, or at least it should be. I'm not laying 5.5 points. I don't trust the Bucks that much. But I think they will get this one, and the game 7 will be an interesting one, and hopefully Giannis shows up. And I mean, they won't have an opportunity like this for years to come. If Brooklyn is fully healthy, like next year or the year after, uh, they will win this. And on the other end, as I said, I mean, if the Hawks get through, that's almost a free W for the Bucks or the winner of this series. And Philly isn't fully healthy either. So I think Milwaukee needs to see that this is really a one-time opportunity, and yeah, they should do everything to get the W. All right, thanks for tuning in. One note: there is no stream tomorrow and no stream on Monday. So next week I will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Likely keeping it to 4 streams through the summer, especially as we won't have NBA pretty soon. So it will be only baseball. So I will see you next time on Tuesday. Enjoy your weekend, and yeah, we will talk more about the NBA. I think these short sessions in the end after the MLB breakdown are kind of fun. All right, thanks for tuning in. See you guys on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, and good luck with your wagers as always.